He was the teen idol whose face adorned millions of bedroom walls, the clean-cut star of Here Come the Brides, and the voice behind massive hits like Little Woman and Easy Come, Easy Go. His smile was a national treasure, his image carefully managed to be the all-American boy next door. For decades, the world knew Bobby Sherman as a pop culture phenom, a symbol of wholesome 60s and 70s optimism. But while he was smiling for the cameras, what was happening behind the scenes? Recently, a fascinating and persistent rumor has surfaced online, claiming that Bobby Sherman poured his heart into private journals. These stories, circulating in YouTube videos and online forums, suggest that for the first time, the great loves of his life could be revealed, and that they were famous men of old Hollywood he was forced to love in secret. Today, we're looking into these explosive but unverified claims, opening the door to a hidden history and the heartbreaking reality of a forbidden era. Before we get into the pages of what are claimed to be Bobby Sherman's private writings, you have to understand the world he was living in. The golden age of Hollywood wasn't so golden for everyone. For gay and lesbian actors, it was a gilded cage, a time of suffocating pressure where your public image was everything and your private truth could lead to absolute ruin. The studio system, which held all the power from the 1920s to the 60s, wasn't just making movies, it was manufacturing stars. And those stars were assets to be protected at all costs. Key to this was the morality clause, found in almost every actor's contract. This gave studios the power to fire an actor if their private life brought them into public hatred, contempt, scorn, or ridicule. In a time when homosexuality was considered a crime and a mental illness, being outed was the ultimate violation. This created a culture of intense fear, policed by powerful gossip columnists, most famously Hedda Hopper and Luella Parsons. These women weren't just reporters. They were kingmakers and career killers. A whisper in their column could make you, but a hint of scandal could end you overnight. They held the secrets of the stars and used that knowledge as leverage, forcing actors to play by one simple rule: appear straight at all times. For gay actors, this meant living a lie. The most common tool for this was the lavender marriage, a sham marriage of convenience, arranged by the studio to present a wholesome, heterosexual image and kill any rumors. The most famous example was Rock Hudson. The personification of American masculinity, Hudson was secretly gay. When a tabloid threatened to expose him in the mid-1950s, his agent brokered a deal. The story would die if Hudson got married. Weeks later, he was wed to his agent's secretary, Phyllis Gates, a desperate move to protect a $1 million career. This was the world Bobby Sherman and his peers had to navigate. It was a world of smoke and mirrors, of secret parties and coded conversations where you could be one of the most famous people on the planet and feel terrifyingly alone. The constant fear took an unimaginable emotional toll, but it also forged powerful secret bonds. It's within this pressure cooker of fear that the stories from Bobby Sherman's alleged journals take place, painting a portrait of love in the shadows. The first big name to pop up in the rumored pages of Bobby Sherman's private journals is one of Hollywood's most complicated figures, Anthony Perkins. By the late 60s, when his path allegedly crossed with Sherman's, Perkins was a global star trapped by a single terrifying role: Norman Bates in Hitchcock's Psycho. The irony was brutal. Perkins was a gentle, intelligent, and sensitive man, but he was forever linked to a killer. This haunted his private life. Perkins was deeply conflicted about his sexuality and even spent a fortune on psychoanalysis trying to cure himself. A tragic but common story for gay men of his generation. It's in this state of quiet torment that he supposedly connected with, of all people, the world's biggest teen idol. According to the accounts circulating online, theirs wasn't just a fling, but a deep meeting of minds. One alleged passage from the journals reads, "Tony was tormented, but with me he found moments of light. We'd sit at the piano for hours, playing duets and letting the music say what we couldn't." If true, this single sentence gives a powerful glimpse into their bond. Music became their secret language, a space where the man with the dark image and the one with the bright one could connect without fear. Sherman, the pop star, and Perkins, the serious actor, seemed like total opposites. But beneath the surface, they were both playing roles. The stories suggest they recognized this in each other and met in secret at Perkins's secluded Hollywood Hills home, where they could talk for hours about art, literature, and the paradox of being known by millions, but truly seen by no one. For Sherman, Perkins was a mentor. For Perkins, Sherman was a source of light and uncomplicated affection. As the rumored journals tell it, their relationship was a haven where Anthony Perkins wasn't Norman Bates and Bobby Sherman wasn't just a pop idol. They were just Tony and Bobby. But the pressure was relentless. The rumored writings speak of a slow, painful drifting apart, not because the love was gone, but because their situation was simply impossible. The risk was too great. Still, the accounts claim they remained friends for years, a testament to the kinds of love that were forced to exist in whispers. If the alleged relationship with Perkins was a meeting of minds, the next rumored chapter in Bobby Sherman's secret history was a collision of worlds. Online discussions and some biographical accounts link Sherman to Sal Mineo, the original Switchblade Kid. Mineo was everything Sherman's public image was not: dangerous, raw, and rebellious. He was the icon for the misunderstood, thanks to his Oscar-nominated role as Plato in Rebel Without a Cause. In Hollywood, Sal Mineo's sexuality was something of an open secret. He was less cautious than many others, a quality that defined his appeal, but also limited his career as he got older. Hollywood didn't know what to do with an actor who refused to fit into its neat, masculine boxes. The rumored affair between the clean-cut Sherman and the subversive Mineo was a meeting of two very different types of stardom. Their connection was said to be passionate and risky. One of the most dramatic stories claims Mineo's engagement to actress Jill Howarth was abruptly called off after she allegedly found Mineo and Sherman together. Whether that's fact or embellished rumor, it underscores the huge stakes involved. A discovery like that could have ended both of their careers in an instant. An alleged journal quote that has circulated online supposedly has Sherman reflecting on Mineo's pull. "Sal saw me in a way no one else did." The quote reads, "He didn't see the teen idol. He saw the man underneath. Being with him was like standing at the edge of a cliff, terrifying and exhilarating." This perfectly captures their rumored dynamic. For Sherman, who was trapped inside a squeaky clean image, that kind of recognition must have felt intoxicating. Their alleged affair was a tightrope walk without a net, an act of rebellion against the very system that created them. The story, however, has a tragic ending. In 1976, Sal Mineo was murdered at just 37 years old, a death that sent a shockwave through Hollywood. The alleged romance, however brief, remains a powerful, fiery story of forbidden love on the edge of a volcano. In the pantheon of Hollywood golden boys, few shone brighter than Tab Hunter. With his chiseled jaw and ocean blue eyes, he was the walking, talking embodiment of 1950s American perfection. He was a heartthrob on a colossal scale, his image carefully manufactured by the studio system. And, like so many others, he was hiding a secret. The rumored connection between Tab Hunter and Bobby Sherman is maybe the most poignant because it was supposedly built on a deep, shared experience. They were two sides of the same golden coin. Hunter was the prototype for the kind of image-controlled stardom that Sherman would later inherit. Both were manufactured idols, and they intimately knew the crushing weight of that facade. According to the unverified accounts, their brief romance happened in the late 1960s. Their bond was one of immediate, unspoken understanding. A passage from the purported memoirs reportedly says, "Tab was strong, but you could see the sadness in his eyes." That observation shows an empathy that went beyond physical attraction, a recognition of the weariness that comes from a lifetime of hiding. By this time, Hunter was a veteran of the Hollywood closet. He had survived the ruthless studio system, threats from tabloids, and a studio-arranged romance with Natalie Wood. His own secret, long-term relationship had been with Anthony Perkins. When Sherman and Hunter allegedly got together, it was as two men who understood the game. The purported writings describe quiet moments away from the flashbulbs, a drive down the coast, a private meal, a conversation that didn't have to be coded. For Sherman, Hunter was living proof that you could survive the machine. Theirs was a bond forged in a shared burden. Years later, Tab Hunter would proudly claim his identity in his 2005 memoir, Tab Hunter Confidential, finally giving voice to the truth he had been forced to suppress. While Bobby Sherman has never done the same, the stories from these alleged journals suggest he found a moment of profound validation in Tab Hunter, a confirmation that he wasn't alone in his gilded cage. The stories we've shared today, drawn from unconfirmed online accounts and rumors of private journals, paint a compelling and often heartbreaking picture of a hidden Hollywood. They tell of love found in the shadows and the quiet courage it took to just be yourself in a world of mandated conformity. The words attributed to Sherman offer a glimpse into the human hearts that beat beneath the veneer of stardom, from the loneliness of a teen idol to the secret lives of legends like Anthony Perkins, Sal Mineo, and Tab Hunter. However, it's crucial to be clear about the nature of these claims. While they weave an emotionally powerful narrative, these accounts have not been verified by mainstream publications, nor has Bobby Sherman ever publicly confirmed them. They exist entirely in the realm of online rumors and speculation. The powerful quotes and intimate details remain unsubstantiated. Yet, whether these stories are literal fact or a collection of long-whispered truths, they raise important questions. They force us to re-examine the legacies of these iconic men and the oppressive system they had to navigate. They challenge the sanitized black-and-white history of Hollywood's golden age and demand we see it in its full, complex, and often tragic color. We may never know how many queer love stories were lost to history, but as accounts like these continue to surface, they remind us that queer icons were always there, merely hidden behind the curtain, waiting for a time when their truth could finally be heard. What do you think of these old Hollywood rumors? And which of these alleged relationships moved you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This is a conversation worth having. For more deep dives into Hollywood's hidden history, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.